Hi, I'm Reg Goslin from Improving Performance Personal Coaching. Thank you very much for taking this opportunity to join me for this current month's version of the Career Advance and Development Program. As I said, I'm Reg Goslin from Improving Performance Personal Coaching, and I am a personal development practitioner, and I specialize in career advance and development. So this program does what it says on the package. I've been in people management and development for over 25 years, working with people across the employment sector, the employment spectrum. And whilst this isn't a true coaching program, I do run bi-weekly webinars to pass on tips and hacks that I've picked up over a career of sales management, people development, and I'm passing that on, hoping that you might find it useful. Clients I typically work with are Generation X and increasingly millennials and zennials. Now, just to give you a quick flavor, Generation X are people born around the early 60s to the late 80s, and they are around 40 years old as we speak to the late 50s, 56, 57. Before that, you had the baby boomers. They were a post-war generation, and they're in the workplace even now. There are baby boomers in the workplace, and they tend to be around, the oldest tends to be around early 70s, and the latest in the late 50s. Then you got the Zennials, and the Zennials are a specific generation, and they've only got a small gap of around 6, 7, or 8 years, and they are there because they're on the cusp of the Generation X and on the cusp of the millennials, which means that they were born in the time of analog, and they were adults in the time of digital. So they've had to balance both. And the reason that that's important is because of the way that society and business targets those people for products and services. So that's the only reason that they were put into the actual mix. And obviously you've got the millennials who are around mid-20s to late 30s, and Generation Z that are in the marketplace now, and they're around 24 years old. That's just to give you context when I aim at some of these projects and programs at different generations. But today it's a captured event, so feel free to take notes. It's for these people that are looking for an introduction to coaching. People that are looking for career development, people that are unsure of what coaching actually is and are looking for a taster. There are lots of people out there that are seeking career change. There are people out there that have taken a long time out of work, have taken a career break, whether it's for holiday, whether it's for bringing children up, whether it's for looking after a family member. There are lots and lots of reasons why people will take a sabbatical out of work to do something outside of work. There are lots of people out there who are like me, who felt they were unchallenged. And I left a big company that I spent 36 years for. I left 5 years ago, nearly 5 years ago, yeah. Mainly because I felt unchallenged. There was nowhere left to go within the business, and then you can be bored. And once you're bored, I promise you, if you're a person that likes to be busy, it becomes a very difficult thing to do. And finally, there are people out there who may not have the resources to invest in themselves for an intervention specialist, whether it's a mentor or a coach. Okay. So generally speaking, the structure of these calls is a typical kind of group coaching type session. There's questions that I will ask, and then you have a pen and paper and you write the answers down. Go somewhere where you're not going to be interrupted, where it's going to be nice and quiet. Tends to be one way. When it's live, I tend to open up the questions box, and if it's not live, like in this case, if you send me an email, details of which I'll give you at the end of this webinar, and then I'll post them on the Career Advance and Development and the Generation X group pages. Okay, so every session will have a subject, a focus that I tend to give out. In this case, because I'm recording it, because I did it live last night, tonight's or today's or this title is called Visibility. And eventually this will be a subscription service once I finish the whole program, because it will form part of different courses and workshops. Okay, and it's going to take about 30 minutes. So let's get started. The objectives for this call is visibility and understanding what we mean by being visible in business. So if you're working in a business, what does it mean to be visible? It's understanding why being visible is absolutely important to you as an individual, and how to use stories to paint a picture, which is another aspect of being visible. And finally, to start with a confident stroke competent mindset. Okay, right. Here's a strapline that I thought I'd use today, and it's cultivate visibility, because visibility is currency. And it's a very, very important thing to understand. It is your currency. It is you taking yourself out into the marketplace for whatever it is that you do for a living. So what is visibility? Okay, well, I did a post a little while ago called "Visibility is Nothing to be Scared of." Now, I'm not a guru on online presenting, and I'm not a guru on video blogging, etc., etc. But for me, to get the word out about improving performance, personal coaching, I need to be visible. The one thing that is vital when you are a solopreneur, I can never say that word, is being visible. People may know your product or your service, or they may not. But before they hit that buy button or that more information button on your website, especially if you are selling a service, then they need to know you. They need to get to know you. And you need to build a relationship. More and more people are here on social media, whether it's on the website, whether it's on Facebook or LinkedIn or etc. Many people are out there, like me, trying to market the invisible. Now, what that means is it isn't a physical service that you're providing. It's not a physical product or service. So, if you're not visible and your service is not visible, then I think you should be able to draw your own conclusion of what kind of progress you're going to make. So if you're not visible and your service is not visible, what do you think is happening? Okay, so for that, I'm not necessarily a visibility specialist. I already have a background as a sales professional and a people management professional, and experience in actual being visible, but not for my own business. Businesses that I worked for, they put platforms in place for marketing, and all I had to do is take the word and spread the message out and engage clients and customers. But doing it for yourself means you have to do all of it. Okay, I was introduced to a lady called the Queen of Being Seen, and she helped me in terms of what to do to be visible. So I'm not going to do that today. You can find her on social media, and she has a group called the Visibility Vibe Tribe. So if you want to know specifically what to do, then hop on over there, and I'm sure that Jenny Kovacs will be able to help you. So today, on this next 25 minutes or so, I'm not going to reinvent the wheel on that specific subject. What I want to do is talk briefly to you about why you need to be visible. Okay, so what is visibility? What do I mean by visibility? Okay, visibility is showing up. What it means is that you show up. It means that you show up consistently. You have to be consistent, because I know a lot of people that will put a post somewhere and then don't do another one for about 2 or 3 weeks. The algorithms of social media will not allow for you to rise up in the organic reach if you do it that way. It means not posting your business on your personal page on Facebook, for instance. If you're going to generate something because you're a business owner or solopreneur, then you need to have for instance, if it's on Facebook, a Facebook page. And then it will still obviously show in people's feeds, but it won't be coming from your personal feeds. And you will actually go to Facebook jail if somebody complains that you do it, because you're actually in the terms and conditions not allowed to do that, for instance. So I just thought I'd share that one with you. Sharing online with groups about how you work with customers or your clients, that's a way of being visible. That's a way of showing up. And follow meetings with the people that you want to know about working with you. So follow meetings with people who want to know about you. So go onto their groups and put yourself out there. They will be interested in what you've got to say because they're interested in working with you. And just to expand on that, there are lots of places that you can show up consistently, even if it's not on your own page. You can show up in Facebook groups. You can show up on the business pages. There's lots of business pages on the internet. There's LinkedIn pages. If you bear in mind that we're talking about business, appreciate that Facebook's the biggest platform on the planet, but where do your contacts hang out? And they're more likely to hang out on LinkedIn, so don't dismiss that one. And Twitter has its uses as well to keep you relevant. You do have to work on Twitter hard, about 3 or 4 times a day, because it has the memory of a goldfish in the way that it is set up and the way that it works, okay? And I personally like to do face-to-face networking. I do networking with a certain group, and the reason that I do that is because I might have time where I am in the office for longer periods than I normally am. So it's good to get out and talk to fellow business people to keep myself fresh and relevant, if you like, but at the same time take the message out to potential clients and talk to them about what's new in my business, because it's not them that I am selling to using the air commas, but it's the people that they know. It's the people that they know, so it's not the people in the room. So that's why networking is important, and you have to make sure that you've got your message out there. Okay, so how to be visible? You know, as I said earlier on, people buy from people. You need to build those relationships. So you get to in front of more people, understand who your audience are, and build those relationships. And there's lots of ways of doing that. What are you posting? Think about what you're posting. What message do you want the audience to take away? Where are you showing up? Where are you showing up in terms of visibility? Are you doing it on social media? Are you doing it face-to-face? Are you doing a mixture of both? Have a strategy for doing that. As I said earlier on, where do your customers hang out? Where do they hang out? It's not just Facebook. There are other places they hang out. If you could be a healer, for want of a better phrase, I'm not sure what the term is, but there's different coaches that do different types of healing. So where do people that go to keep fit or go to wellness classes, where do they hang out? That's where you should hang out, because that's where you're more likely to engage and attract your clients. So put yourself into your client's view. What does your client look like? What was that phrase I heard the other day? An avatar. What is your customer avatar? Once you understand your customer avatar, you'll be able to go where they go and speak the way that they speak so that you can engage. Okay. And what message do you want the audience to take away if you're posting or doing a video or something on social media? And what is the call to action? I truly believe that when you post something and you're a business, there needs to be a call to action at the end of it. Okay. And I think you should also tell a story. A story is something that brings to life your message to your client. It paints a picture. It really does paint a picture, and it helps your clients to get to know you. And if your clients get to know you, they are more engaged with you and they'll understand you a little bit more. And then 2, 3, 4 months, maybe a year later, it doesn't really matter what the time is, that's when they decide they want to make a sale because they know, like, and trust you. You can do picture posts. There are some schools of thought that suggest that that picture post might not necessarily provide you with the reach that you're looking for. And sometimes a video takes you a hell of a lot further. So it's up to you to decide how and where you want to post. And then there's Facebook Lives. And you can use, not me, I don't, but I know a lot of people that do use Facebook to sell or serve. I tend to do it to serve, but I have been known to do it to sell. And what I mean by that is it's a more direct approach when you're selling, obviously. And when it's to serve, like I'm doing today, it's not necessarily me selling something to you. It's me helping you with some information. I don't want to say free of charge. I'm just serving. Okay. So that's what you do there. And that's how, again, you are visible, and how you can build relationships so that people know, like, and trust you. Okay. So, confidence is the next thing. Okay. I did a post last week, as I said it to you, and it was somebody that was talking about, I don't like to post things online because this is going to happen or that's going to happen. Well, I call it confidence and competence, because if you know your stuff inside and out, that makes you competent. And if you're competent, you ought to be able to get your message across. You don't have to do it and be not without the confidence. Now, there's lots and lots of reasons why people won't be confident to put their heads above the parapet. I know a lot of people socially and professionally who won't post on social media because they don't want to put their heads above the parapet, as I said just now, because they don't want to be judged. They fear someone's going to challenge them, challenge their opinions, going to call them out, and there may be learning challenges. There's lots of learning challenges that people have in terms of confidence in spelling, confidence in understanding what people say. They might use words that some people don't understand. There's nothing wrong with that at all. There's just different ways that you can approach that and still be visible. Okay. Yes, the internet, of course, can be a very, very divisive place, especially today in the UK. So sometimes you need to avoid some of those websites and some of those feeds and some of those threads, because they won't help you with your confidence. It can be an awful place, but you don't have to be one of those people. You just stay in your lane, spout your message, and engage back. So if you put something out there and somebody responds, answer the question. That actually builds your credibility and your visibility. I saw a post from a friend of mine, actually. I'm going to read this to you. That's why I'm looking over here. It said, I'm going to read this to you. It says, imagine this. If you had £86,400 in your account and somebody stole £10 from you, would you be upset and throw all of the remaining £86,390 away in hopes of getting back at the person who took your £10? Would you do that? Of course you wouldn't do that. You would move on and get on with your life, right? So we all have 86,400 seconds each day. Every single one of us get that. So don't let someone's negative 10 seconds ruin the remaining 86,390 seconds. Don't sweat the small stuff. Life is a hell of a lot bigger than that. I love that statement, and I think it sums it up, that you will go online, you've posted something, somebody's come back with a negative comment that's taken you 10, 15 seconds to read, and then you allow that 10, 15 seconds to spoil your day. Move on. If you don't know them, why do you care? The thing about putting your head above the parapet is that's what you have to do. It's risk and reward. So you just go out there and look for the good stuff. The good stuff is what keeps you positive. Okay. Take some of the negative feedback if it is constructive, because it can help you. But if it's just people being nasty for nasty's sake, just leave them to get on with it. That's what I would say. Okay. So if you are a senior employee, an entrepreneur, a marketeer, or a business owner, it's your business, and you really, really do need to be visible and market to yourself. If you're looking for a career boost, or you're looking to grow, you are looking to grow your business. So in summary, engage your audience. You know, to engage your audience, you really, really have to show up, and you have to show up consistently. Use social media, use video. I didn't even mention podcasts. Use podcasts. I've never done that before, but it's on the list. I know people that write books as well, because somebody said a little while ago, business books are the best business card that you could possibly have. So if you've got a book, use that. Take that out with you. Tell a story. Bring it to life. It's a fantastic way to engage your potential clients. I used to work with a guy at a company in Medway, and he was fantastic at bringing a solution to life for his clients, and he would come up with different things at every networking event, and that was Brian Davis at Connect It, and I learned a bit out of that. Nowhere near as good as he is at doing it, but it's a fantastic way to help your business. So Confidence is hard, as I said just now, but it's not impossible. You can do this. It's your business. You know it. Have faith in your competence of telling your story. That's all you have to do. And the right people will hear the message. And what are you going to do this week as a result of watching this video? What are you going to do to be visible? If you've never been visible, what one thing could you do to just increase your visibility by this much? What one thing could you do? If you are somebody that's quite visible, what could you do differently? Have you ever done videos? Have you only ever done pictures? I see a lot of people posting affirmations and quotes from different people online. What I like to do with that, which I don't find anything wrong with that at all, because affirmations are good in helping people with their positivity of the day. I do lots of things, and affirmations are good. But what I do with quotes or affirmations is I go back to telling a story. So you can look on my website and you'll see that I will adapt an affirmation and put a story around it so that it comes to life in someone's mind. That's how I do it as well. So what are you going to do this week? Okay, that pretty much ends today. So for tips on how to be visible, then like I said, pop across to Jenny Kovacs' The Queen of Being Seen page, and she can help you with that. I'm not affiliated to her or anything at all. It's just that it's not my specific area. If you want to know about stuff like that, contact her. If you want to know stuff about confidence, there are confidence coaches out there that can help you. I can help you, but it's not my specific specialist area. I can help though, so entirely up to you. So remember, you can catch me on any of the videos on www.improvingperformance.co.uk and click the link for blogs and vlogs. Or you can go across to my YouTube channel, which is Reg Goslin, or Reg Goslin Improving Performance, and then you can see all of the videos there. That's where I host them, but I do link them to my website. I'm also on Instagram as Improving Perf. If you go to Improving Perf, you'll find me there on Twitter, and Improving Performance on Instagram. So it's Improving Perf at Twitter and Improving Performance on Instagram. And if you want to send me an email, it's it's info at, I've got too much in my head. It's info at improvingperformance.co.uk. Okay, I'm sorry that if I got that one wrong. I'm going to swing across quickly and just show you that page so you can get all the information. Okay, and there it is. That's it. So the next one will be on November the 18th. Info at Improving Performance. There you go. They're the Facebook groups, Generation X Career Advance and Development. And the web contact is www.improvingperformance.co.uk. We are 22 minutes in. Thank you very, very much for your time. And I look forward to speaking with you again in a couple of weeks. Thank you.